ton of people. It's overwhelming amount of people.
Oh, we got it.
Like zero. Ooh, one lot. Hello, Mr. Hacks. How's it going? How do you like this grainy footage? Ooh, he's my favorite. It seemed like it. You was the first one in here, Mr. Hacks. Uh, so, I was going to do a live stream last night. Um, Hi, Daniel Bozeman. Bleeding bipolar redhead. Oof. That's sounds rough. Hey. Um. So we was going to. Oh, Mama's in here. Trudy Davis is my mama. So if you want to ask her, how she raised such an idiot, then she's in here. Um.
No more clickbait. If you don't know it's clickbait by now, maybe you shouldn't be watching.
Pretty much every live stream's going to be clickbait. Um. So.
It's just funny.
Don't let Braxton take over. He's crazy. So we was going to do a live stream last night, but for some reason my Ethernet isn't working in the garage. Um, I don't know if my Ethernet died in my computer. I need to take my laptop out there and test it, or I actually think I have a Ethernet tester from back when I was an IT guy. But either that, my Ethernet port on my garage computer died, or the we had some mice in the garage at one point, and I'm sure they're under the house. They've never been in our house. I've never seen a mouse, or anything in our house. But they're under the house.
We have a big field behind us.
Yeah, and we have a big field behind. So I'm wondering if a mouse might have. We never really properly ran that cable. It's probably laying willy nilly. Um, oh no, I'm not going anyways. Where's the title's clickbait?
No shame.
But so we was going to do it in the garage, but yeah, the Ethernet isn't working basically on my computer, and I'm hoping it's the Ethernet port because I have another desktop that's been just sitting out in the garage forever. It's old Dell that I put it's got like an i7 for computer people as an i7, maybe a little graphics card in it just to give me dual monitors and like a 250 gig SSD or something like that. But I'm going to do a video, an update on my computer that I built on the channel because that thing is dustier than an attic in that thing. It's ridiculous because the dryer is really close to where I edit my videos, so that puts out a lot of lint in the air that you don't see, but it packs in that computer. So I'm going to do a video pulling it out and cleaning it, and maybe adding some new parts to it because I need some more hard drive space in that puppy. So, Becca, do you got anything you want to talk about?
Not really.
Hair gray, thank you for protein powder for soul body.
You want to talk merch? That's my
what
job.
do you mean?
I do boring stuff, y'all.
So
We're getting our Strange Planet.
we're getting with Strange Planet again. They did our original shirts back when we had like 25,000 subscribers.
Working on a new logo.
Working on a new logo. I want to do another new logo, a mini bike logo that I have in mind, and then a gusset logo that's coming out really soon. We're going to do a blacked out hat. We're going to call it the blacked out RBG hat. What?
That was just funny. Like, what else would it be?
Midnight. We'll call it the midnight hat. Does that sound better? But
we hope to have that link by the weekend or the first of next week, so you
Yeah.
can get your stuff in time for Christmas.
yeah, so we're going to do a pre-sale. So basically, when what a pre-sale is you
That's the
you
only way
buy
they'll
it.
work with us.
Yeah, because they don't know how much we're going to sell. If it gets to selling a lot, then we might be able to open up a store where when you buy it, they ship it out as soon as you buy it. But it'll basically run for what, like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Like a 2 week pre-sale. We're going to cram it in your face in every video and try to really sell this stuff because we want to sell this stuff just to be able to have a store open all the time. We don't have the kind of support like other YouTube channels do where we can just have, we can't afford to buy merch and then we'd have to store it, pack it. Good gosh, I would love to have Becca is dying for stuff to do. You know, she quit her job basically to do this, help me, but there's a lot of time where I'm like editing and there's nothing for her to do. So we're constantly trying to, and she's going to be the main person planning the meetups, like calling places, find out where we can do it at until we buy some property.
And if you have any ideas, email those to us, please.
But we want it close to where we're at. Honestly, this
Tennessee,
time,
East Tennessee.
yeah, we want to be able to take all of our vehicles like a few days before, and like leave them there so it's all set up and where it's less frantic.
Yeah.
So also hopefully by Friday we figure out what website we're going to go with for the raffle, and we're going to raffle
Oh,
off
yeah, I
the
forgot about
tandem mini bike will be raffled off first. Then we're going to do a fully built 212 Predator or a Tilson. I don't know which one. We'll do a poll and see what.
Well, I think we should see how that goes first. How the tandem goes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once the tandem's over, I want to draw the name
How well it does.
on Christmas Eve for the tandem.
Mm-hmm.
So the giveaway is going to go, or not the giveaway, the raffle. It's going to be $5 entries
For a month.
for a month on the tandem mini bike. So, I think $5 is cheap enough. A lot of people, when they do like give away a car and they sell merch, it's every $5 spent. So I think that's a good low amount. So, even a kid could afford that. Save your lunch money. Don't eat lunch. Don't ever eat lunch ever. But if the tandem works out really well, then we're going to do a fully built 212 Predator. I'm going to get the head shaved, ported, everything. And we'll do a Tilson or a Predator. We'll do a poll if it gets to that point. And someone said, "Love your luscious locks." Oh, I do too. I like that curly hair. I tell you. I told her today in Walmart when we was leaving from getting groceries. So if you ever go back to straight hair, what did I say? I'll divorce you.
You said that trashy straight.
That trashy straight hair, I'll divorce you. No, I really do like her curly hair. It's hot, I'll tell you. So after that, the tandem goes. We'll see how it goes. Then we're going to do a 212, built 212. After that raffle's done, we're going to do
Let's don't get ahead of ourselves.
the Super Scoot, and we're going to try to do like iconic vehicles on the channel when we build them. Not like I got some big stuff coming up that won't be raffled off. Maybe, who knows? GSXR buggy, that'd be a huge thing to raffle off. That could. But the whole point of all this is to get a mill, to get a lathe, to get these big tools.
Some property.
Yeah, to help us to find property, a bigger garage, to just do bigger and better things. And the raffles could be a potential way for us to hire Lonnie full time and things like that. Because Lonnie barely gets to be in the garage. He's got a girlfriend now, so that takes up a lot of his time. He's barely over here. I don't even know Lonnie anymore.
I have to beg him.
Yeah, so we have to really plan around Lonnie's schedule, which I'm happy for Lonnie. He's happy. Braxton said hire him full time. Yeah, we do need a full time janitor. We just hire him.
Halfway janitor.
No, we'd hire Braxton. He'd just stand in the driveway spinning a sign, and no one's going to see it, but that's his full time gig.
Oh my God.
So yeah, Ronnie, or Donnie, triplets. But today after church we had her family's Thanksgiving, and then we went and rode mini bikes. We got to ride the Monster Moto 212s. So when we're rating mini bikes, Trailmaster's up. It holds king on number one mini bike. Number two is the Monster Moto 212 by far. That thing, super powerful for, it's what you expect out of a 212 with a torque converter. But to have no suspension in the rear, the thing was amazing on the trail. Like, I've never rode a mini bike with a rigid rear suspension like that was that comfortable. We fell in love with them. Braxton was on the Coleman BT200X, and then Lonnie swapped him out. I'm pretty sure I murdered my torque converter belt. It's still running fine, but I put a hurting on it because we was going through some crazy stuff. We was making our own trails, just random. We would just go off in the woods somewhere.
I'm a little bit sad I missed out on that.
We found this old creek bed that was really rough terrain, and we just blast. I don't know if you'd have been able to keep up. Okay.
How dare you?
She'd have been able to keep it up. And we are doing the diesel build. I don't know if we'd raffle that off. That's a long time in the future. We're starting it soon, but we have so many things we have to get done before we can start these big projects. The 4-seater, we got the last parts in this past week, so that should be really, really, really close to being finished on Tuesday of this week. We got to get the twin engine back out. We're going to do a semi-independent rear suspension on it, and or no, we're going to do an independent rear suspension on the twin engine, and we're going to fix that front end finally. Then once that's done and it runs good, then I want to get it powder coated. But no diesel mini bikes. Diesels
I
are
was about to say, I keep seeing that.
what diesel mini bike?
Just, yeah, diesel.
Yeah, we do have Charlie Bellflower is a huge support, one of our biggest supporters of our channel by far. The man donates
Every week.
stuff, money. I mean, we don't ask him to. He's just super generous guy. I mean, he's the biggest supporter we have. And he said that he was going to give us a diesel mower. It was called a Walker mower at our meetup, and he did. He brought it, and the thing runs great. It's been sitting outside. I haven't even showed it in a video because I don't want to show it and bring up hype for something that's off in the future. I don't want people asking about it constantly, basically.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of. Okay, December is gonna. I mean, I could potentially put out 4 videos a week in the next couple weeks. I have so many videos to edit. I have 4-seater videos that I filmed 6 months ago. You know, getting it ready to be done. There's going to be a lot of product pushing because of products that I like. It's not pushing products I don't support, like how to install top plate. We're going to do. We've got a bunch of performance parts coming from Go Power Sports to show you guys how to install them in standalone videos. You know, we did the stage 2. Ooh, we got the new Go Power Sports stage 4 kit coming. We did the stage 2. They're going to send the stage 3 later. It's not ready yet, but stage 4 comes with a head, a ported and milled head, everything, and it's on its way right now. So it'll be here like Tuesday.
Somebody's gonna die.
Yeah,
Is that what that
drag
means?
mini bike is what it's going to be. We're building our own drag mini bike frame. Already have the whole schematics in my head of how I'm going to build this mini bike frame, and so we're going to have a drag mini bike with no wheelie bars. It's going to be long enough; it doesn't need wheelie bars. And Lonnie's going to be our jockey. And we're going to race Bubsification. They wanted to race, and I'm not going to race any other channels. I'm not a competitive guy, and I don't want the headache of. We had some people talking hard smack on Instagram, like rude hard smack, and they was trying to get me worked up to drag racing with it. I know how drag racing people. I've watched not Fast and Loud. What is it? What's the drag racing show? I don't watch it, but I've seen it before. They do a lot of smack talking. What do you think about Tard Squad? I mean, we've hung out with them a few times. They're cool guys. They're the same, you know. A lot of times with YouTubers, you don't know if they're the way they are when you meet them in person. Grant at KartFab is one of the best guys I've ever met through YouTube. I mean, we text all the time. He's hilarious. Street Outlaws. That's it, Braxton. And then Bubsification and Etards Adventures, they're the same as they are on videos. And then Drito and Lucha Cabre, I haven't talked to Lucha Cabre, but I've talked to Drito. They're great guys. It's just cool to meet people, you know, into the same stuff. And then Brad Hill, meeting him and getting to meet him in person. He's probably one of the most down-to-earth guys I've ever met. Brad Hill is. Just great old dude. I do like cheeseburgers. Someone asked me that.
That's his favorite.
It's probably my favorite food ever. But yeah, so that's why we're hanging out in the living room, by the way. It's because, again, the Ethernet, something's up with it. I'm hoping it's the computer, honestly, more than the cable, because I don't want to go back under and run it. I mean, it ain't that hard to run it, actually, but it's a pain. How fast is a Honda GX200? That's a hot button question. I mean, what kind of gear? You got a clutch, you got a torque converter. What are you gearing it at? What are you riding it on? How big are your tires? You can't just throw out a question like that without a lot more back end on it. So
They're discussing.
well,
Discussing, not disgusting.
disgusting. But we're having a revival this week at our church, and we got Hair Gray just did donation. Engine ideas for a big wheel. I just finished restoring an 86 BW200. did the BW80 last year. I need to find a BW350 to complete the collection. We just got a BW200, and I forgot about it, honestly. It sits behind the garage because we got so much mini bike stuff to do before that gets, good gosh.
So answer his question.
What was he asking?
What's a good engine, maybe?
Oh, I'm doing on my BW200. I'm going to be doing an 18 horse Duramax for the electric start, and I would use a 420 Predator, but we're kind of teamed up with Duramax for a little bit on big blocks. So they're 18 horse. It's just as good as the engine as a Predator, but the only thing a Predator has advantage is the Hemi head. You know, in Hemi head, it's not like if you had the same built Hemi head engine and the non-Hemi engine built, your butt dyno is probably not going to tell you any different. No, it's just going to flow a little bit better the way the head is designed. Ooh, a little up close and personal.
I visited last year. That's why I
Oh, I think I seen where they was doing one earlier. I don't know. They do some pretty long, hardcore ones. We're not in it for the long haul.
not that dedicated.
Yeah. Someone asked how much horsepower will a 30 to 40 inch 1-inch axle hold with 2 flanges versus 3. Quite a bit more. 3 flanges would hold quite a bit more power. The problem you get is the center. That's a long part of exposed axle that's going to flex, and if you can get by with a 1 1/4, I mean the only thing sucks you're going to have to replace everything, but 1 1/4 race kart axle that's hollow is going to handle way more power than a 1-inch live axle. I found out here recently that a piece of pipe will hold more power than a solid piece of rod. Well, like a solid piece of rod's weaker, which is crazy. You would think it'd be the opposite, but it's not. I don't know when the next meetup is.
Spring
Randy's.
2017.
It'll be spring. Yeah, we don't have an exact date.
2017.
2019. Thank you, 90s kid. I was going to say about revival. We're having revival at church, and we got a guy named Andrew Osakwe, and
He's from Knoxville.
yeah, he's from Knoxville, Tennessee. The man is the best, does the best preaching, the best sermons that I've ever heard in my entire life. I mean, the guy's just amazing how he can get a story through to you. You know, even to a kid, I think he could break. I mean, it's insane at how good he preaches. But you know, with YouTube and my personality, I've never been able to really, like, I had a job once where I worked in a precious metal factory where they basically took material like waste from plants and extracted the precious metal out of it. I worked extremely hard at that job, and it got me nowhere. It's like no raises, nothing. It was almost like I worked harder than anybody in that factory. Not saying I was better than anybody in that factory, but they could have worked just as hard, but they chose not to. I chose to work my butt off at it, and it got me nowhere. There's no raises, no, you know, anything. So then I went to Jackie Jones, and I kind of did that for the first couple years, worked really hard, and it didn't get me anywhere. I had all these ideas that would have did big things, you know, and it was almost like I was held back at that place. I pretty much made my own job at that dealership, and I'm very thankful for that dealership. I'm not knocking them. It was a great place to work. It was extremely hard to quit that place because it was like I was walking away from my family. But with YouTube, I'm able to work hard as I want, and it's myself as my boss, so it's different. You know, you don't feel appreciated, I guess, because it's yourself, but I get consumed with my job a lot, and
the one negative comment here and
yeah, and I don't get much negative comments. I feel sorry for people like Cars and Cameras. I mean, they get a ton of comments, and I'm sure a ton of hate. You know, like I couldn't imagine getting the hate that they get. You know, and that would have to be extremely hard. So I rarely. I mean, if I get 10 comments on a video, one of them's negative and 9's positive. And someone might do some criticism here and there, but it's most of the time it's you know, what would you call it? Good criticism. Constructive criticism. But you know, I get consumed with this job and trying to do the best I possibly can. Like, I apologize in videos that I don't think is to my standard, I guess, which was a tandem mini bike video. That was kind of a rush video. I had to get something out, so that's what you got. You didn't get to see me ride it, and a lot of my videos have more time than other YouTubers' videos would, you know. But I've basically through this revival. Oh, that was my phone. I've noticed that I got to let go of this whole control over this career because I'm letting it consume me. And for people that go to church, I'm sure you heard the phrase, you know, letting something become your God and pushing God out of your life with it. And that's what I've kind of, and I've talked about this in my testimony video and other times on the channel. But I've done this again. I've let this job consume me, and at times almost put it above my family. You know, and that's it's really hard to
On the balance.
find the balance. Yeah, find the balance because if I didn't have a family, I would work my life away out in that garage. You know, I'm really passionate about this, and I was almost scared to pray. And I was just telling Becca this a while ago. I was almost scared to pray about this problem because I was afraid God will. I love this career so much. I was afraid God would take it away from me, and I've come to a conclusion, which I've came to this conclusion before, but it's hitting me harder as I get older. 'Cause I'm an old man, 29 years old. I'm almost dead.
Well, I think you're a very goal-oriented and driven person, which is not a bad thing, but you just have to learn to balance it.
Yeah, and especially like since I don't have a boss tell me how much I can do and can't do, like I let it consume me, and like it's all I can think about. And I mean, this is what the kids call real talk. I remember a couple years ago, I guess I was probably full time. I was really going through some stuff in December that I never experienced. But I remember breaking down. Do you remember this in the living room one night and just like I can't quit thinking about this go karts and mini bikes. Like I broke down. When I say broke down, you know, tears. And I just was tired of it. Like it consumed me so much. I was so tired of thinking about it. Um, Kenny Miller, you can go somewhere else. But it like consumed me so much where if I was eating supper and my family was talking to me, I was thinking about what I need to do in the next video or what next video I need to make. And I let it consume me to the point where God will restrict you on it. I mean, because He sees that you're making it your God, and just He'll stop it. So I basically need to I'm not quitting YouTube. That's not what I'm saying or nothing. But as long as God will allow me to have this career and be a witness to people as much as I can be, I need to let Him be in control and me just you know, do what I'm supposed to do, work my 40 hours at it. That's one thing. I can't work just 40 hours. Let's just face it. 50 hours is the normal.
Yeah, well, I mean, the goal is to take one day off a week, but you really don't.
Yeah, no, yeah. I thought there was more of that. And then but yeah, I really only take Sunday off, to be honest. And but you know, and I'm getting made fun of during this live stream for talking about my belief in God. And you don't have to believe in God, and I'm not telling you to believe in God. You can go somewhere else because you're going to hear God on this channel. And I've wondered, has that held me back? I don't care if it has, because you're going to hear it. This channel could run in the ground because I talk about God, and that God will bring something from it. You know, I truly trust, and I respect you, God. Much love. But people, like I seen a few people making fun of me for talking about this. I don't care. You know, you can make fun of me all you want. I know what I've experienced with God, and you can say God's fake or real, whatever. I know for a fact He's real, and that's all that matters. I don't have to prove to you that my God is real, basically. And He's brought me all this. So, but just a little real talk on live stream, smacking you with some holy word. This revival is really grounded me, I guess, and showed me that, again, I've been through this before.
Well, I think we're humans and we don't claim to be perfect, so we're constantly going to be battling stuff. It's just turning back, you know. finding your way.
It's extremely hard to. So, like, I try to stop at 5 o'clock every day, and I've been good about that. But this last month, that was not an exception, I guess, because we was so crazy. Um, what he lets happen, unreal. George, I want to touch on that. George Duckworth. He said, "Not fake, but a sick man for what he lets happen." That's a good one, but I have a good answer to that. I've always feared questions like that for people to ask me. Um, like how? So my mama is not a Christian, and she was getting really sick at one point, and I was really scared my mama would die and not be saved. So I went over there and I was talking to her. My mama's a rough woman, I tell you. She'll punch you. So you gotta be easy with her.
She's
You know? She's
very
like a
real.
yeah, she's like an old pit bull that can barely see. So you don't want to sneak up on it. You want to make it aware that you're there. Um, but I went to talk to my mama and I asked her if she believed in God, and she said, "Greg, I can't believe in God because how come somebody that does meth and beats their kids lives a pretty good life, and then this person that never did nothing wrong, lived a good life, dies in a car wreck or gets cancer?" And God finally gave me an understanding that was a really good answer, I think, to give people like that. So, the guy said that God's a sick man. My answer to that is, if you say, how could God let a kid get raped or killed, murdered? It's funny you think God does that. The reason God, when we was in the garden, not we, but Adam and Eve, he gave them that decision they could make, even though he knew what the future was, because he didn't want robots. He didn't want people designed to love him. Like I've said this before too, in classes we've done, you could program your phone so every morning when you woke up, your phone would tell you, "I love you," and that may feel great for a time or two, but in a couple of days you're going to think, it only loves me because I told it to love me. It's not true love. That is not true love. That's programmed love. And God didn't want that. God wanted true love, undivided love. Agape is what he wanted. And the reason he gave us that decision was so we could decide if we wanted to love him and not be a programmed love. So when we chose,
Free will.
yeah, free will, when we chose to make that decision in the Garden of Eden to sin, that is what released all the bad in the world. God didn't bring this on us. We brought it on ourselves. So when a kid, and it's horrible that it happens, of course, cancer, in my opinion, is mostly due to greed. Companies cut food, cut the good out to make it cheaper, which in return, down the road, gives us cancer. I mean, we've been seeing it over the last 100 years, that sin is a big problem. I mean, it's the biggest problem in the world. And cancer and things come from the sin of people, the greed from people, from, as I said, cutting food and putting poison in our food. I mean, look at Diet Coke. It has poison in it. People drink it every day. That's how they can make it cheaper. And so, so that's one thing. That's like how I talk about cancer and stuff. That's a lot of greed, and sin has brought that. God didn't bring that. And if you want a world where it's perfect, then that wouldn't be free will. If God took out, he can't just pluck, he can, but he's not going to just pluck out all the bad, because why would he pluck out all the bad? That would be not free will. I mean, he gives these people, and he's not just going to magically appear in a room and pull a kid out of a situation. It's horrible, and God hates that kid's there, but that's not free will. Yeah, I mean, it's horrible to say. And
we're all taught right from wrong, and it's a choice that you or someone else makes, and then there's always consequences or whatever to that choice.
That person, is choosing to harm that kid or choosing to do that drug, and things might have happened in the person's life where they go to drugs as their crutch, but God's there and waiting for you. And God will bring himself to you. Like in my situation, God came to me. I didn't want God. I went looking for God. And God came to me I think God comes to everybody. We just have to be aware and see that He
Well,
is there and
accept
accept it. Yeah, and accept Him. But not trying to get all holy and smack you in the mouth with the Bible today. But I felt this through revival. Listening to Andrew Osakwe. You know, it's basically what I believe my answer. You say he's sick, but no, humans are sick. Sorry, I got to readjust. My hand's gonna be in the frame. Oh boy. But yeah. So free will is a pain because you got people that abuse it, basically. Um. So yeah. So now we're looking for other questions. That's my answer to, you say God's a sick person. But that's it. And I don't do this much because I don't want to shove it in your guys' faces. But
it's a choice for everybody.
yeah, it's what? God?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I love, about our God. He's amazing. And I think that, honest to goodness, that YouTube holds me back for my faith.
Oh,
I
sure.
honestly, really, really do think that that I'm held back, like my subscribers, my views, and I'm okay with that.
I think you have a lot of other opportunities.
We don't know.
Like you're worried, I mean, you're not worried, but you're concerned about your growth on here, but look at all the other opportunities that you get.
Through this,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think
And the
God's
cool people that you meet.
yeah, God's blessed. I mean, Becca's seen the messages and the people that we've got in contact with through this YouTube thing, and it's amazing, to have this career. And you seem like a drug counselor, my drug counselor.
I always thought it'd be fun to be a counselor. Obviously, it wouldn't be fun.
I wouldn't want it, no, because I don't know. I couldn't be a therapist. Good gosh.
Look, suck it up, buttercup.
Yeah. Get over it. Someone said, "Have I ever seen Jesus?" I think.
No.
Wasn't alive then. And someone said, like, "Oh, when all this, oh, it's hard. My arm's tired. I'm tired of this."
Prop it somewhere.
You like the low shot? Like that low shot? So I used to think, why can't, when I was going through my trials in my mind and trying to disprove God is what I was trying to do. This is the last thing, by the way. I'll let off of it. But when I was trying to disprove God, when God came into my life, I was trying to disprove Him and prove that He was fake the best I could. Brain fart. Completely forgot it. We're moving on. I can't remember what I was going to say whatsoever.
How long have you been doing YouTube? We're going on 3 years. 4 years.
4 years. We're going on 4 years on YouTube.
1 year full time though.
We should make a video about making your mom a cake. That needs to happen. But the Manco Deuce is not homemade. That was a Manco go-kart buggy. But yeah. So yeah, the big project's coming, but we're getting all the old projects knocked out finally, and I don't even want to do it. Like, I don't even want to finish like the twin engine. I wish I could just sell it like it is, and because I just want these next things
Let it
are
be
so
somebody
big.
else's problem.
Yeah, it's not really a problem. It just needs a 8 arms extended. It was a good learning adventure for us, and not ashamed to say we messed up on a bunch of stuff, but we grew from that. And what's cool is I talked to a guy who was the main engineer for a go-kart company that made the Chuck wagons, if you ever look them up. And it's crazy that these people had the same exact problems that we had building their buggies. Like, he said that they took this buggy out, and when he would hit a bump, it would toe in. Like, if you hit a bump on the right side, the right tire would toe in when it would flex. So that would make it hook to the left, and then you would try to compensate for that with steering, and then it would do it even more. And he said they was running like 40 when it happened, and he said they almost died on this homemade, like prototype buggy. What?
Somebody says Braxton's taking over the channel. I'm confused on the title, and he said, "Yes, I am."
It's clickbait.
Oh gosh.
I like it. I like playing with clickbait sometimes. It's fun. But 90s kid, the welder I used is a Everlast 211 SI MTS 211 SI. It's a MIG TIG stick welder. I like it. But yeah, it's funny that these big, huge people that own these big companies learn the same way. Like I've talked to several people that's in this path, and they've all learned the way I'm learning it. You really just got to do it. I mean, it's cool that I'm able to put this. These videos out showing me make the mistakes and how we fixed it, because it's going to be make your builds even quicker, because we're doing the headache of figuring it out and then we show it. The next big project we do is a GSXR buggy that's going to have electric reverse and all that jazz. But Braxton, I think you're the only one that wants a day in the life of Braxton.
He
I
doesn't
would
do anything unless he's over here.
Bless his heart. No one wants to see you go to school. They're in school.
Is it past your bedtime?
Loser. But
Oh.
so yeah, we got the diesel build coming up. We got that. We got the turbo 670. We went and bought the 670 the other day. Performance 670 in a week. Supposed to have our parts. They're custom grinding us a turbo cam, and we're going to do a pretty sweet, crazy build on that 670, and then we're going to we're going to build a custom one-seater buggy for the turbo 670. But yeah, we got a 3-cylinder Kubota diesel that we're going to put a turbo on, a big dirty stack, make it roll coal, baby, and wearing white Oakleys, rolling coal with our hat on backwards,
Some ripped jeans.
and a Cummins shirt. That's what we're going to do. But how do you make a Subaru 5 horsepower 126 cc? Well, you got to talk to the manufacturers about that. I don't know. You got to cast a block. There's a lot to it. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, we should have tow mirrors on the diesel buggy. Just massive, stupid tow mirrors. I'm talking 4-footers hanging off the side of that puppy. I see RP Motorsport turbo. I remember when I built my turbo car. So it was a turbo car to begin with. It was factory turbo, and I drove it, and it made the baby turbo noises. And I did the 2.5-inch intercooler pipe and front mount intercooler. Did a ported cast header that was ceramic coated, and I ported the elbow. Put a 3-inch down pipe, ran 3-inch exhaust straight pipe pretty much. I did a GM mass airflow sensor, and the next stage would have been fuel, because I was running stock injectors and stock turbo too, but I liked how fast it spooled. I remember the day I got it drivable, and I mean that was a lot of time. You remember how long that thing sat in the garage?
I'm just loving people getting on this bandwagon.
What, diesel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just telling you all the dumb stuff you should do to it.
Yeah, we should make the dumbest diesel build ever. In a gooseneck trailer, and always have the tow mirrors extended out on it, no matter if you're towing or not. Cowbell hanging from the hitch on it. What the crap was I talking about? Just a second. My mind, I tell you.
How long it took you to drive it when you finally drove
Oh
it?
yeah, when I drove that turbo car for the first time, I couldn't keep it in boost because I didn't have enough fuel. I needed to tune the mass airflow sensor, a translator, and do something else. But I just wanted to drive it to see what it would do. And holy, did that thing run! And it would turbo shutter like crazy if you just right when it got into boost, if you let out of it real quick, like it would build 18 pounds of boost at $3,000. It was pretty crazy. And it would turbo shutter and all. I remember having the stupidest grin on my face, and I just made it turbo shutter all the way to town. Just it was the happiest day of my life. It's crazy what a turbo shutter will do to a grown man. That'd be I really wish I had a turbo vehicle right now. We do. We got a Expedition loaner car outside,
Oh,
twin
boy.
turbo V6, baby.
I want that thing.
Yeah, she's mean. But we don't make that kind of cheddar cheese. That thing's a $62,000 SUV. It'd be $1,000 car payment. Good gosh. And my truck should be back. It has just a popping bushing in it, and it's under warranty, so I dropped it off, and they let me use this 2018 Expedition. What is the trim level on it? I haven't even looked.
The what?
Trim level, like
I
it's
don't know
not
what
an
that means.
XLT, like XLT Limited Platinum. I don't know what it
know.
is, but it's nice. The Altima was an SER Altima, and I did like a short throw shifter. I did traction bars, stainless steel brake lines, um, like exhaust, all kinds of junk to it, like bolt on stuff, nothing crazy. But the car was like in the high 200s, and I sold it the same week I sold my turbo car. I sold all my cars because I was running out of money to build cars. Cars was expensive, and but I sold them all. And
Sinking in the couch. We need new furniture.
yeah, we need new. Our water heater, one element's dead. I'm pretty sure because in the shower in the morning I got to keep on creeping up the hot lever, And then now my Ethernet, my whole house is falling apart. My back door's taped shut because wind leaks around it. But someone said tax time, come on. I
I
wish.
don't mean nothing for us.
We gotta pay in. And the shifter cart, I really want to finish it and knock it out. It's got a few little tiny things. It'll take a good half day to finish it, but we have something that we can't talk about till it's on the channel that's coming out very soon. Two things, and they have to get done. It's kind of a time crunch on those. So, unfortunately, we got to put the CR80 on the back burner for a couple weeks.
So you're ready to wrap this up?
Ooh, I'm about to try and get us off here. Street go-kart sitting in a barn down the road with the twin engine. Street go-kart, I don't know what I want to do with it. I don't know if I want to keep tweaking it, like fix the front end, like do some Ackerman angle and junk on it and make it handle really well and stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of farted out on that thing. It's the worst. It's got a ton of power though.
Let's raffle it.
Well, I got still more parts to slap on it. What'd you ever do with the 5-speed go-kart? That will probably be coming up on the channel very soon.
Is it still back there?
Yeah, it's just tarped up out back. It's really close to being done, but I hate everything about that channel. I've read a guy's comment.
Oh, is that the shifter cart?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about, I guess the one that Brandon has. From Daniel.
Oh, no.
I thought that's what it was.
Yeah, the 5-speed go-kart with the 250 motor or 200cc motor, it's sitting out back. It's like 90% done. Like, I'm really not driven on that thing because we rigged a bunch of stuff and I hate it. It's like one of those things you don't want to put your name on. I don't know. I'm so frustrated with that thing. I just hate it. Nothing wrong with it. It's got a lot of new parts on it and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, sorry for smacking you with Jesus tonight. I'm not sorry, but deal with it. But we got all the golf cart videos edited. They'll be coming out this week. Tomorrow's video is just going to be a ride on the Monster Moto 212. I'll try to make it as interesting as possible, and hopefully this week it'll be coming. The Windrock video will be done this week, faux show, and I'll probably squeeze it out midweek, hopefully. I'll get it out on the channel as fast as possible, and that'll clear up a lot of hard drive space too. But the square metal, someone asked. Grade 21 Grant. Back when I built the 4-seater, I used 1-inch square tubing with an 1/8-inch thick wall. That's a really good. I mean, you could use like a 14 gauge thick wall, and it'd be perfectly fine. That's just what I was getting back then. And that thing's a tank, I tell you, a 4-seater. But
Okay, so
yeah. Recap.
We're gonna raffle off the tandem mini bike, probably December. And let it run, and we'll draw on Christmas Eve. And then secondly, we are working with Strange Planet with some new logos and hope to have that link up by this weekend or the first of next week. And meet up spring 2019. If you have a location suggestion, email that to us. Because I'm struggling.
I know of a few places, but it's a big thing what we're trying to do.
It's expensive to rent a place.
Yeah, and we hope there's at least the same turnout as we had last time, but bigger. Because Robert's going to try to give something away to kind of help people come. But best bolt-on power on a 350 is a set of heads. A good set of aluminum ported heads, baby. Tandem. Someone said something. I want to read this. Tandem raffle because no one's dumb enough to get on back. I want it to turn it back to a normal bike. You'd be crazy to do that. Thing's got a ton of time and money into it. It's nice. The tandem mini bike, when Lonnie rode on it, he said he would rather ride on the back than drive it. It drives fine. I mean, it's something you're not gonna. It's not designed to go, speedballing through the woods. It was designed to cruise and just play around on. But yeah, the wiring video, that's another one. I really want to get it done. I've been making the script. I think it's 9 pages long of stuff I got to film while talking about and do voiceovers. It's a ton of work. And it's not going to be on the Trailmaster. I drove Trailmaster, my street legal, the other day. Lonnie got on his bike and I got on mine, and we went and had a good giggling time down the road. We're like schoolgirls when we get out playing.
I heard, was it today or yesterday? I heard
Yesterday.
You guys from the road down here just
laughing.
Yeah.
We're like, I'm telling you, like cheering, playing around on these mini bikes. And those are the best times for us, is when we just get to go out laughing and playing. Because me and Lonnie act like idiots when we're out there just doing stupid, dumb stuff, and it's so fun.
Well, you need play days when you work so hard all the time. Yeah,
it's nice when me and Lonnie just break out and go ride mini bikes. We did it a while back, and now we got proper bikes to do it on. So, but it's 47 minutes long. We got a movie to watch and then get in bed. We love you guys. We thank you for watching, listen to us mumble, and we'll do another live stream probably midweek this week on YouTube, since we've been slacking so much. In the garage, hopefully. But we love you, and we thank you for all that you do for us,
supporting, watching,
and sharing and liking the videos and whatnot. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. About died. But yeah, we love you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.